Hey y'all, it is Gambo. I am back with another eyeshadow tutorial. So today we are going on vacation. We are not in quarantine, not in quarantine, not in quarantine. Yes, you are not at home watching this video in your bedroom. You are not. We are in the Bahamas, we are in Cuba, we are in South America, we are in Nigeria. We are somewhere foreign and hot. Today I'm going to be showing you a tropical exotic look. It's going to be a cut crease, and so I'll show you all the products. I'll show you what I do, techniques that I've learned from other people, techniques I've learned from myself, and I'll see you at the end.
Okay, so after you line your brows with concealer, if you would like to see that, you can look at my last tutorial video where it's the cheetah print eyeshadow and see how I line my brows with an angled brush. You can find that on basically any brow tutorial video on YouTube as well. I probably will do a brow tutorial soon, but for right now you can find that elsewhere. It's not on this video here. I do that off camera. So once you do that, you are going to take your LA Pro Girl concealer. I will put the shade used for my eyelids, which is different than my brows, in the description below. I will note the difference between the two. But what I do is I take a squirt of that and I pat it on each eyelid to give me a base if you don't have eyeshadow primer, or if you just want the color to pop out. And since we're using bright colors in this eyeshadow look, you are going to use this white concealer to pop it out more. You're going to pat that in completely on each eyelid until it's perfectly blended. If it works better for you to use a brush, then definitely use a brush for this instead, but I find that my finger blends it into my skin better. Alright, so this entire eyeshadow look is done with the palette bhcosmetics Take Me to Brazil, which is where we want to go. That's where I got the inspiration for this look from. You can find this especially at Ulta. You can find it at Sephora maybe, but if you type in BH Take Me to Brazil palette into Google, you can see where you can buy it from, but I know for sure you can buy it at Ulta. And what I'm doing now is taking a blending eyeshadow brush and using that emerald green color as the base underneath the cut crease. We're going to do the base first before the cut crease so that the cut crease is clean and neat and that color is able to pop on top of this green color. And what I'm doing here is blending in a circular motion. You don't really want to blend in a straight line if you are blending multiple colors together, because it's going to be like a stripe or like a flag type of look. If you want that look, then definitely that's how you would do it. But for this blending eyeshadow look, you are going to blend in a circular motion so that it's fading out. Okay, so now I'm taking a different brush, not the same brush, because I want the different colors to actually show up. And I'm taking more of a lime green color that I show you here and putting that towards the edge of the emerald green color, but kind of sitting on top of it, so they overlap. They're not directly on top of each other, but they do cross-reference each other, cross each other, one into the other. And I know it might be hard for you guys to see on my right eye that I'm doing here, but I'll do it definitely on the left eye, so you'll be able to see that entire eye. And I'm going in with a circular motion for this one as well. You definitely might have to do multiple layers of the first color, and then go back in with a darker color and blend those two together even more. One thing I've learned with doing makeup, when you want to shade different colors together and blend them together, you have to go back and forth between however many colors you end up doing on your face. So if it's 3, you want to go back and forth between the 2 before you add the third one, and then once you add the third one, you kind of want to blend more of the second one into the third one, and then come back in with that darkest first color and make that more apparent as well towards the end of blending everything all together. Okay, now that I have finished with the other two colors, I go in with a yellowish color, even brighter lime green on top. This is the third color that we are going to use underneath our cut crease. We are going to go in with that yellow color and blend in a circular motion, overlapping the lime green color. And you're able to see me going in and overlapping that. You don't need as many layers as you did with the other lime green color, because this one is lighter and it'll be even more apparent than the other darker colors, so you don't need as much. And unfortunately, I'm so sorry, my camera is doing this stupid thing where it only records so many minutes before it automatically stops recording. But I pretty much captured the entire base of the cut crease, and in the next clip I will go ahead and show you what the finished look looks like. Okay, now for the cut crease. This is my favorite part. You're going to take a Morphe 421 mini concealer brush. This is the brush that I'm using, but I know for other cut creases people like to use MAC brushes, like a 224 brush or something similar to that. Those brushes definitely work, and I will show you a link to a tutorial where you can flatten your brushes for these cut creases. If you don't flatten your brushes for cut creases, it makes it even harder to get that super detailed line. You'll be able to see in this video that I do flub up a couple times and I have to go and fix it and make it look like I didn't mess up. So if you really want a straight edge, straight line, a perfect cut crease, please go look at this video. It's by a makeup artist called Kiki Adams, and she is so bomb. All of her cut creases are great. And you're going to go in with the same concealer that we primed our eyes with, the LA Girl Pro Concealer. And you're going to put a little bit on the tip of that brush and start to draw a circle around the bulge of your eye. I kind of have been tracing it around my eyeball and then go a little bit higher as I go on. You want to start low so that you can fix any mistakes that you have, and then increase the size of that cut crease as you go on. Now I realized, please bear with me, that my camera was not at the correct angle, so I will keep editing to the parts where you can actually see what I'm doing. So sorry for that, but this should show you at least what the shape should look like. What I'm doing basically that you might not be able to see is I am just going with that straight edged flattened brush concealer, and I'm starting to draw a straight line, sorry, not a straight line, a half circle along my eye, but very slowly. This is not something that you rush. A cut crease is not something, unless you are a pro and you know how to do it and you've done it multiple times, it's not something you want to do right before you have to go out, or if you're late for work, or if you want a quick makeup look. This is definitely going to take about 15 to 20 minutes to even draw this concealer circle on your eye. And what you want to do once you've kind of started to draw that straight edge semicircle around your eye is to start to pat the concealer down towards the bottom of your eyelid. You don't want to pat it all the way down, because you do want the bottom of your eyelid to be like a blank space for the new color that's going to come in on top of that. So you don't want too much concealer on your eye. But what I have found after doing a couple cut creases recently is most of the concealer needs to be used for the straight edge line that's going to go at the top, so that you can get the best contrast between that darker base that we made. And so what I've done with this eye, I'm trying to show you, is that in this particular look, I'm not extending the cut crease all the way to the edge of my eye. I stop pretty much where my eyeball ends, and I stop pretty much there, and I let that fade out, because what I'm going to do is come back in with that green color at the end and ghost it in a little bit. It's going to be faded in. If you go back to the beginning of the video and you see the finished look, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. And so when you're doing that, you aren't going to make a cut crease on the end of your eye. You're going to let that line basically just fade away, like that. And if you are using a brush that's been flattened for a long time, I noticed that my brush is, the hairs have got me in a little bit of trouble making this video, so I had to go back and flatten it again while doing my makeup. If you want to do that, or if that does happen to you, you can go back in with concealer and a little bit of eyelash glue and use your fingers to spread the hairs out really nice and flat. Put a lot of pressure on them. You can put the brush between your pointer finger and your thumb and press that together really hard, really tight, and the eyelash glue will dry within 30 seconds, and you can keep working. And what I've found with cut creases is that you want to keep looking at yourself in the mirror. You want to keep your eyes forward, which is why you can't really see me doing too much of the cut crease, because I'm trying my best to look in the mirror. you want each side to be even. It's kind of like eyeliner. You don't want one side to be super fat and thick and one side to be skinny because it looks weird. So what I'm doing after I finish basically the initial shape of each side's cut crease, I'm going back and looking at myself over and over again to make sure that both sides are even. Alright, so this is the part that I was talking about in the clip before, where you're going to go in with a brush and pat the product off so that your new eyeshadow will be nice and smooth. I'm going in with a bigger brush than I should have. So if you have a smaller brush, maybe another concealer brush that you have not been using already with another color, a blank clean brush, then go ahead and use a smaller one, or like a smaller filler brush, or whatever brush you have, or maybe even the very small tip of your beauty blender, and just pat that off.
Because my mistake with using the bigger brush was taking some of that concealer and putting it back on the green base color, and that makes it not like a perfect cut crease, and you'll be able to see the white flecks and parts of the bristle. And so I have to go back in with my concealer brush and clean that up.
Alright, once that looks all good and fine and beautiful, you are going to go back in with your palette, and I take this golden yellow color, and I'm using a totally different brush, a new brush that does not have any eyeshadow on it, going in with that yellow color and patting it in the insides of my eyelids. This part of the eyeshadow is very, very similar to the first base, where you're moving in a circular direction. For this part of the cut crease, I'm moving in a little bit of the circular direction, but I am mostly patting it. And it's also very similar to what we did in the beginning with the green colors, by blending them back and forth. You're gonna see at the end that my camera does that same annoying thing where it cuts it off and it does not tell me, cuts it off after a certain time. So you'll be able to see me blend the first two colors together on my cut crease. That last red color is not on camera. It's basically the same technique though. You're gonna go in with your first color and then your second color, blend those two together back and forth. Then when you add the third color, you're gonna go and blend the second and the third color together, and then go back in with the first color where the first color is blending with the second color, and blend those two together again. Now I'm taking this kind of coral light orange color, and that's going to be my second color. And what I noticed what helped me before was not getting close to the cut crease at first. I'm patting most of the color on the fat part of my eyelid, but when I get closer to the cut crease is when I add a little bit less of the color. I believe that if I had an angled brush, I could probably achieve a more pigmented look closer to the top of my eyelid where the cut crease is. But I didn't have that on hand with me, or I didn't have an additional one on hand with me, so I just went in with my smaller brush and tried to fill in as lightly as possible. You really want to be pretty light-handed once you're close up to the cut crease line, because you definitely don't want to mess up your base color.
And so now you can see me go in with that red color. You really won't be able to see me do too much because it does cut off, but that at least you're able to see which color I used out of this palette, and it is that red color. I go in with a little bit larger of a brush because I'm gonna blend it with a green color, so it doesn't have to be too neat. So I go in with that brush, and then I have blended the emerald green color with the red to fade that in, which you'll see in the next clip.
Hey y'all, my camera died, so I'm gonna finish the video on my phone. May or may not be better quality, worse quality, so sorry. I did charge my camera battery before this video, but alas, YouTube problems. Alright.
Yay, okay, we are almost done with the eyeshadow part. Not with your whole face, but just this part. So you're gonna take a makeup wipe and clean up underneath your eyes once you are done with all of your eyeshadow looks. And when it comes to cut creases, I like to do my eye makeup first before the rest of my face, because as you see, that concealer that you put as a base or the concealer that you use for your cut crease, all of that's going to get underneath your eyes. And I'm going to take this Rimmel London concealer color that I use for my brows, and I'm going to take the same angle brush that I use for my brows to clean them up. This is a different color than what you used on your eyelids. You're going to take that angled brush and clean up with a line. Clean up with a line and pat that down and blend that out so that it looks clean once you put the rest of your makeup on, and once you put your eyeliner on, if you're putting eyeliner, or your lashes, once you put lashes on, it won't look like you smudged a whole bunch of green on the side of your face. Yep, and I'm cleaning this up on both eyes, on both sides. You're going to go in with your NYX Epic Ink Liner, which will be put down in the description. And we are drawing a cat eye in this particular look. I love cat eyes. I don't think I draw my eyeliner any other way, honestly. I don't think I ever stop where my eye actually ends. I think I just, every single day, keep going. Or every time I wear eyeliner, I just keep going. And it's never just normal eyeliner for me. So once you cleaned up your brows like we did in the clip before with the concealer, that definitely helps you with eyeliner. Okay, so now that we have a cat eye on both sides, you are pretty much done with the eyeshadow. This is pretty much the base of the tutorial that I'm going for today. I'm going to do my lashes off camera, and I will talk about that probably in the next clip. But yes, this is what it looks like. It definitely is giving me rainforest, tropical, toucan bird vibes, girl. Let's get into it.
Okay y'all, so obviously my face is not finished, but I am going to go ahead and finish that off camera because this was just primarily an eyeshadow look. I'm going to add lashes, going to do mascara and all that stuff, and lipstick, and I will be back at the end of it to show you what all of it looks like. Okay, here we are in Argentina, in Brazil. Girl, we are not in America right now. All right, y'all, let me know how you like this look down in the comments. Let me know if you want to try it out for yourself, if you're going on a little vacation, or you're just going to your living room. That's okay too. And let me know also if you would love for me to try any new looks, any new makeup palettes or colors or things like that, any new makeup trends that I can research and try to figure out how I can do. Please let me know how to do that. I want any excuse to buy new makeup. All right, this is your girl Gambo signing out, and I will see you next time. Peace.
See you soon.